Bonus episode. Let's go, everybody. My name is Eric Mueller, your host, and welcome back to the Eric Mueller Show, the podcast where we explore what makes any successful person's inner clock tick. Now, I just had to come into your feed and drop this bonus episode this week because there is a very special event in Minneapolis, Minnesota, happening today, May 19th, and that event is VeeCon. Now, if you haven't heard of VeeCon, go to VeeCon.co. Go to that website, check it out. Gary Vaynerchuk is the CEO and founder of an NFT project called VeeFriends. And this is the first NFT ticketed event, guys, in the world. And guess where it's happening? It's happening at US Bank Stadium, which is the home of the Minnesota Vikings, also known as the best team in the NFL, Skol Vikes. And this event is all centered around Web3, popular culture, bringing together iconic leaders from these two spaces and merging it really into, if you know anything about Gary Vaynerchuk, he is a master of building a crazy inclusive community. He's been ahead of the curve on the internet. He's been ahead of the curve on social media. So I really viewed this as he's ahead of the curve on this Web3 thing. So this is something that really interested me. And I got texted from one of my best buddies when he first saw this on Instagram. It was a post, and it was like, "Hey, VeeCon." I'm like, "Okay, sweet." Go on there, try to click buy tickets, and I find out, okay, you've actually got to own a Series 1 VeeFriend NFT to do that. So I'm like, oh, all right, sweet. So I pull up OpenSea, which is the marketplace for trading NFTs, pull up OpenSea and look at that and find out, wow, a VeeFriends Series 1 NFT is going for about $35,000 right now. Yeah, no chance I'm going to that convention. There's no way. Even though it's 90 miles away from where I live, I'm not going to be able to do that. Damn. But so then I come to find out that these NFTs, the VeeFriends Series 1, those owners will be airdropped those tickets into their crypto wallets around March of 22. So this is just a couple months ago. So those tickets get dropped in there, and they list them. Some people don't want to go, or they want to sell them for a profit, so they just list them for sale on OpenSea, which is that marketplace. So I'm watching the price, and initially when they released those tickets to the open marketplace, it was hovering around just under 2 Ethereum, which at the time, Ethereum was trading for right around 3,000, maybe 3,500. So you can do that math. You're looking at about $6,500, $7,000 for a ticket. So still, no chance Eric is going to VeeCon. Dang. But what actually happened a little bit later on, in April of 22, Gary Vaynerchuk launched VeeFriends Series 2 NFTs. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, you buy a Series 2, you'll get a ticket. Not at all. What actually happened was just natural market demand, supply and demand. So there were tickets that the price just started to gradually fall. And over the period of about 8 weeks, that, let's say 1.9 Ethereum was the top price that I'd seen. That had fallen down to about 0.75. So now you're thinking, like, okay, it's under 3,000. It's still very expensive, but I had enough Ethereum in my wallet that I had been investing in for about 12 to 15 months. So I was thinking, well, if I think it's worth it, maybe I'll do that. Kept waiting a little bit longer. Those ticket prices, guys, kept falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. So I was getting really excited once it was falling down to, it was around $1,100, $1,200. I was like, wow, this is actually this is possibly real now. I may be able to attend this conference. Now, in the meantime, guys, I was also really excited about that VeeFriends Series 2 because, yeah, I couldn't afford a VeeFriends Series 1. It's too much money at that time. But I was like, I can still probably try to mint one of these Series 2s. And minting an NFT is when you are the first to basically have it be put onto the blockchain. And the blockchain is essentially a big ledger of transactions. You can think of it that way. So if you mint an NFT, you're going to get it at the lowest price. The mint price is where you're going to be able to get potentially the most value if it does go up in value. So for the VeeFriends Series 2, that mint price was right around $1,000. So I was thinking, okay, I'm still watching these VeeCon tickets. I may or may not buy one. Like they're still hovering up about $1,000. I don't know if I want to spend that much. I also would want to take my wife. Like, do I want to go alone to this conference? And so I decided to invest in a VeeFriends Series 2, but I wasn't able to get in on the mint. So I wasn't able to get it for right around that $1,000. Had to spend a little bit more. It was about $1,800. And I think really that's a long-term play. Diversifying that, some of that Ethereum that I had built up, just moving that into a different asset. Now, this project, I really believe in the founder, Gary Vaynerchuk, and that is a big reason why I wanted to get involved. because he's just such a master at that community aspect. And here's another really cool story that came from that. So the community of VeeFriend owners, people on Twitter, people on Instagram, everybody was going through this hashtag of following everybody. VeeFriends follow VeeFriends. And so I thought, okay, I own a Series 2 now. I kind of feel a part of this community. I've been active on their Discord. I've been able to kind of network with a few of those people. I had my notifications set for Gary's tweets so I could respond to those immediately, get my handle up there, get people to see what I've posted. And I would share a picture of that NFT that I purchased, which you can see on the episode cover here. It's the pea salad. Because some people might think, hey, what are you doing spending almost $2,000 on a pea salad picture? Hey, ask me in 5 years. Maybe it'll be worth $30,000. You never know. But the benefit of having an NFT that a lot of people strive for is that utility aspect. So the utility that I view with VeeFriends is that community. So as I was saying, on Twitter, conversing with these people, responding, retweeting, liking, what have you, I decided to tweet out VeeFriends follow VeeFriends, see if, hey, can I get to 500 followers before VeeCon? And guys, it was crazy. Like this tweet, it's the most likes I've ever gotten. Almost had 100 likes on the tweet. Depending on who you are, you might think that's small. I thought it was awesome. And I had my followers like quadruple in like 12 hours. And now the following on Twitter for the show here, pretty small. It was like 30 people. However, after about a couple days, it was over 200. So I think, for one, that community has already provided value to me with owning that NFT and being a part of it and engaging with it. Now, if you are a Series 1 holder, you get those VeeCon tickets for this year, 22, as well as 23 and 24. So at this point in the story, I own that Series 2. I have that pea salad NFT that is kind of that new asset for my crypto/NFT portfolio, but I still didn't have that VeeCon ticket. So I went back looking at the price. It kept falling a little bit more, and it was kind of hovering. It would kind of do the ebb and flow that markets do. And I just saw one that was 0.2 Ethereum. It was a buy now price. If you go on OpenSea, there's auctions and there's buy now. So with auctions, you might continue to have that bid increase if someone's bidding against you. So I kind of wanted to stay away from that, and I was looking at buy now. So I saw one for 0.2 Ethereum, and I decided to just buy it. I'm like, boom, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take some more of that Ethereum. I'm gonna buy this ticket, and I'm gonna go learn more about Web3 and network with this community because it's a space I really want to be in. I really want to be in that space, and so I bought it. And then I knew, okay, I'm going. This is awesome, but I really want my wife to go with me. I really want to take her with me. How am I going to do that without having to buy another ticket? Is there possibly a way? Well, Gary Vaynerchuk is a man of the people. He was giving away tickets on Twitter like crazy. I had my notifications on, like I mentioned. Every time he would tweet, I would respond as quick as I could and say, hey, need one for my wife. I really want her to come to VeeCon. And I kid you not, guys, I saw a tweet that he had. I responded within seconds of it posting. Check back a little bit later, he had responded to like 24 people that looked on my feed. It shows your tweet first, but on the feed, probably 24 to 30 people, he responded, boom, you're in, see you at VeeCon, boom, you're in, see you at VeeCon. I'm like, to my wife, I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I'm posting that I live in Minnesota, I'm in Rochester, like, Skull Vikes, tell the Wilfs ownership I say hey, because he's business partners with the Vikings owners. But to no avail. I was not able to win one from Gary, which was a bummer. I was like, gosh, every time I try, I'm responding to people that are also in there saying, hey, I'm responding to all these. Like, do you not see my tweets? Like, what's going on here? But I had the nicest individual, and I'm actually going to have him on for an interview on this podcast later. I'll leave his name off for right now. But this individual had posted that he would be willing to buy someone a ticket if they really wanted to go, but couldn't make it happen. Couldn't buy another ticket on OpenSea. So at this point, I'm thinking Twitter, I've had some bad experiences with people being toxic and whatnot. So I'm like, yeah, is this guy for real? Is he trying to scam me? Like, I don't know. He seemed like a very genuine dude, which he turned out to be. But, you kind of had your guards up. You were kind of nervous about it. And that's what I was feeling. But this guy had that response back that he'd be happy to do it. And I was like, awesome, man. Like, my wife would love to go. Here's her wallet address. I had set up a wallet for her on MetaMask. Sent that through for him, and he responded back and said, hey, your wife's going to VeeCon. Your wife's coming with you. I was like, man, like literally, the dude just spent 0.2 Ethereum tokens to buy a ticket for a complete stranger's wife. I mean, that it's the first time I've seen something like that on Twitter, and I'm gonna have this guy on for an interview. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna talk about some super cool things. We'll talk about our time meeting each other at VeeCon, so we'll have a cool picture for the episode title. But yeah, I really think if anybody is curious about getting into an NFT project, an NFT that stands for non-fungible token, and really the easiest way to think of that, I was reading an article that mentioned this definition. I really liked it. It's something unique that cannot be replaced by something else. So it's not the same as Bitcoin or Ethereum or any altcoins like Dogecoin. If you own one Bitcoin, you can exchange that for another Bitcoin. It's the same value. It's a straight trade across. If you own an NFT, such as my VeeFriends Series 2, Pea Salad, I can't just trade that for another VeeFriends Series 2 or any other NFT. Like, I would have to sell it, get the Ethereum, and then buy it. So it's unique to me, and it's on the blockchain ledger in my ownership, which is super cool. But if you're looking to get involved with a project, an NFT project, the thing that I would most look at is who's behind that project. And that is really what Gary's philosophy is as well. Who is behind the project? Do you believe in them? Because as Gary says, like 99% of these NFTs are going to fail. They're going to go to zero. Everybody's going to lose their money. But that 1% that doesn't fail, that is the future. And so I think it's cool to be a part of something that could be the next big thing. So I'm going to hold this Pea Salad. I'm going to hold this Series 2 for the foreseeable future. Gary says this is a 55-year project. Don't look at the short-term price. If you might experience some volatility, because if you look at the crypto market right now, so NFTs, in order to buy them, most of them, you need to have Ethereum. So that token, right now, at time of recording here, is trading for $1,930 for one Ethereum. So guys, a month ago, it was over $3,000. It was $3,100 on April 19th. So, I mean, that volatility, like, that's 37% down. But in 10 years, like, is Ethereum going to be worth $25,000? Hey, maybe not. No one knows what's going to happen. But the point is, I view these, and I think a lot of people that are doing these NFTs, they view them as long-term plays. So you're going to be in it for a long time. So I would say if you get involved with a project that you like, just hold it and wait. You never know what might happen, in other words. And I'm not telling you to go out and buy more crypto right now. We don't know. It might go lower than it is right now. That Ethereum that's 1,930, that might go down to 1,500. Like, no one knows. So not giving you financial advice here, but I think NFTs are a long-term play. Now I really want to tell you just one quick thing, what I'm most excited for about VeeCon. So I am just absolutely stoked to meet Gary Vaynerchuk. I've got a printed poster of my Pea Salad that I'm going to try to have him sign. He posted a Twitter video today that his spot for the conference is going to be, he's like, this is my room for the conference. It's this table where he's just going to be signing autographs all day. So I think my chances of getting him to sign this is probably pretty high. But I'm going to be there with my wife. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be up in Minneapolis. It's going to be super fun. It's not too late to buy a ticket. If you're listening to this, it's Thursday, May 19th. Still some tickets available on OpenSea. At 5 p.m. today, I'm going to be heading up to Minneapolis for the massive Minnesota meetup, which takes place outside. It's at the Commons, which is right next to US Bank Stadium. Definitely excited to meet some cool VeeCon attendees there. Looking for no rain. It's about a 50% chance of rain right now in Minneapolis, so hoping that it doesn't rain. Gary's going to be doing some autographs there too. And then the rest of the convention, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, all inside the home of the Minnesota Vikings, US Bank Stadium. Future Super Bowl 57 champions, just going to speak that into existence right now. Skull Vikes, the Wilfs, if you're listening. Boys, we got this. Kevin O'Connell, everything's going to work. Paul Allen, PA on the mic, you listening? Voice of the Minnesota Vikings. All right, guys, that's the show. Thanks for tuning into this special bonus episode. Keeping it under 15 minutes. So, yeah, it's shorter than the other one, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll be back with an interview next Tuesday with a wonderful guest. And, man, I'm excited for VeeCon. I'm excited to share this experience with you. Probably going to do an update episode. Hopefully I'll have a sweet selfie with Gary Vaynerchuk to put on the album art. And you best believe I'll be shooting my shot to try to get Gary on the podcast at some point in the future. I'm going to be handing him a podcast business card. Hey, you never know what happens if you don't shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'll keep you posted on what happens. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to today's bonus episode. Really appreciate it. I'm off to check out the very first NFT ticketed event in the history of the world in my home state. We'll catch you guys next week. Emu out.